Hey, Jeannie Lynch, welcome back to my channel. This will be a quick video today. I'm so excited to share the information that I have for you today. And you know how sometimes you get information and it just changes your life in such a way that all you want to do is climb to the top of a rooftop or the top of a mountain and shout it out for the rest of the world to hear because you want to inspire them and engage them and change their life just as your life has been changed. Well, guess what? That is where I am today. I am so excited to share this body of work with you today and the people who are doing it and the connection to have it done for yourself and to share my experience and all that it encompasses to really open up the door. This is an opening. Stay watching. It's an opening for you to get the skill set and the understanding of how to take the law of attraction, the only little prayer you need, manifestation, healing, all these buzzwords that we all use as healers, to take it and put it in a beautiful little box to give you the steps and the principles and the understanding, the aha moment, the mind-blowing, yes, this makes sense to me, I can do this, right? And put it into your own practice. I'm going to open up the door for you today on how to heal yourself using your own internal guidance system. And I'm going to share you the who, the what, the why, and the when, and how to do it for yourself. Stay listening. It's coming up next. Hey, thanks for staying clicked in. I made so many promises in my hook, didn't I? Well, guess what? If you stay listening and you do a couple of these things that I'm inviting you to do, then I promise everything that I said in the opening will absolutely be true to you. So I have this beautiful expression, and I've said it on my channel before, but I want to open the door by starting with it. And it is this: you can lead a horse to water, but you just can't make it. And I know what you're all doing. You're finishing this sentence. Drink, right? Well, if you learn or you know anything about the truth of that statement, you will know that you can actually make the horse drink. In fact, I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you kick the horse, pull the nozzle down into the water, you can make the horse drink, but you can't make the horse thirsty. So today I am asking you, if you're like me, I've been so thirsty for a while, thirsty to find my own path to my own healing. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I've been struggling with being diagnosed with Graves' disease years ago, and I can't find my way through it. I keep getting closed and closed and closed and shut down, and I'm feeling the same symptoms are happening over and over and over again. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been trying every modality for healing, and then waiting and wondering, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not worthy? Does this sound like you? What am I doing wrong? How am I failing? Until this week, when I was introduced to the work that I'm going to share with you today and the people who are doing it. And I'm going to have an open invitation for you in this video. So please stay listening and stay watching. And I'm going to open up all these doors to you. So I'm trying not to go too fast to lose you. Give me a couple more points before you click off and move on with your busy day. And I promise it will be worth your time today. So let's go back in time. I want to open up the door and go back a little bit. The only little prayer you need. I have to tell you what this body of work is because it expands on that work for me. This is my perspective. And I want to open that door for you too. If you've been on my channel, I have featured, in fact, I'll tag the little videos here. I have talked about this book. If you're in my spiritual group, you know the book, you've read it. If you've worked with me, I've given it as homework. And I always tell people, read the book slow. And the book's great, and it has a point, and this is the point I want to share. Point number one is that it's the body of work and what it means. And it's based on the Course of Miracles work, and it's based on this principle, that we only move from two places in our life. We're either moving from love or fear. That's it. And then how do we know when we're moving from love and moving from fear? How are we able to differentiate those two moves. And it's simple. It's if it feels cold and restrictive and shut off, pinched off, scary, conflicted, anger, frustration, anxiety, panic, guess what? It's fear. If it feels like a warm hug, if it feels open, if it feels like it's endless and that I could go on and it's effortless and it's magic, synchronicity, right? If I got your ear, then guess what? It is absolutely love. So in this book, it really does a great job. It takes you through and it gives you this one affirmation to say. And this is where it's simple. It's, dear God, angels, and universe, continue to heal my fear-based thoughts that I'm having around, and then you name it, my retirement, my finances, my job, my boss, my husband, whatever it is. Well, and they give stories throughout the book. When I read the book, I listened to it on audio for quite a while, and this was 5 years ago. Within 4 or 5 days of understanding it and starting to put these simple little practices to life. And the first one is just to be aware of what you're moving from, to be in the moment and go, oh, that's fear, or oh, that's love, to stay focused and try to only move from love. When I realized that in the very beginning, and many people, if you've done this and you know what I'm talking about, please give me a like in this video. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone who had this experience and who went through this process has said the same thing to me. Oh my God, Jane, I had no idea how many negative emotions were floating through this brain of mine all day, every day, nonstop. So when you first are open to the body of work, you have this awareness that you're moving from the wrong space. And everyone has said that. So the second thing that happens to everybody who reads this book and understands this work is that they can't explain it, but within a week or two, things start happening. You know, the need for saying the prayer tapers off, and then synchronicities start happening, and openings started happening, and magic starts taking place. And like, next thing you know, I remember my sister Susie calling me once, and she's like, I got nothing to say anymore. I mean, there is nothing in my way, and I can't explain it. And am I doing something right or wrong? And we just laugh because I was having the same experience. So I get it. Guess what? Get the book. It works. And guess what happens? Life moves on, right? It gets easy and we forget and we get back to our normal days and then something else. It doesn't mean that if you are doing this, that other stuff isn't going to be happening, but it does mean you got to keep applying these same principles. So that takes me to where I am today. In the back of my mind, I've known this whole entire time, like, oh, why aren't I saying this every day? Why aren't I saying this? Why aren't I doing this? Because it wasn't getting to the next level. And that's why I'm having this video today. That's why I'm going a little bit deeper. I've been asking and praying just to go a little bit deeper and I need to do some reprogramming is really what's been going on. There's some hard wiring here that no matter how many times I said this, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I get it. I admit it. Is this you? So that's why I'm doing this video today. This past week, my beautiful friend, Linda Lang, right here, Linda Lang, love Linda Lang. She has a show. She's been on my show. She's been featured on my channel before. And we are always listening to each other's body of work. I'm going to be on her podcast. She's already been on mine and so on. Well, she had this woman on. I'm going to show you her now. Her name is Zen. I'll put her video right here and I'll have her whole name across the screen and I'll make sure she gets full credit. She had put up a video 6-7 months ago and I remembered hearing it and going, ooh, this sounds really yummy. Like I got to dive deeper into this. And life gets busy, right? So the other day, Linda was so inspired by this woman, she decided to have her back on her show. I'm listening to a podcast for Linda again. I heard a similar video, but she just went a little bit deeper. And in this one, she offered a webinar. So the other night, I'm home clicked in. I just made one more step. The one more step I'm going to ask you to make too, and that is to click on this link, whoop, and take part of a webinar. And it changed my life. And what I realized halfway through this, it was a 2-hour free webinar. So you can say, oh my God, who's got 2 hours? Guess what? Did I tell you it was free? 2 hours of a free webinar where you pull out your journal and she takes you through what I learned here, okay, but makes you write it out and apply it and give you the tools to write it for yourself. She gives you the language and the deprogramming and the vocabulary and the understanding, and explains all the roads along the way to help you and get you to understand that you can say this all day long, dear God, heal my fear-based thoughts, but until you apply it and reprogram your brain and change the behaviors and trust and learn how to do this, the synchronicities and the openings and everything in your life, your healings, your job, your marriage, your success, and everything will start to open up. So, sounds too good to be true, right? So, or let me ask another question. If it sounds too good to be true, what do you have to lose, right? Prove me wrong. I would love it. You can't. Because if you follow these little steps that I'm going to give you in this video and do the things that you're going to have to do in order to get where I am today, which is at the top of the mountain screaming from the rooftops, okay, it will change your life, but you're going to have to do the work. I'm going to get back on Saturday. She's having another same seminar, but I've invited a whole bunch of other people to partake in it. And I want to be on to reinforce what I've already learned, to just really hone in on it. And in that seminar, she'll talk about a whole master's class that you can take that takes it even further. And she offers so much. This woman was crying when she was doing her webinar because you could just tell she was so moved to help people. And I'm not going to go into what she said in the webinar, is because it's not my body of work. I'm just presenting the person that can help you get to the aha moment, then explains how. And the how is you. It's you. Oh, I just love that. So have I piqued your interest? I hope so. I think what I'm going to end with is I'm going to share some quotes that changed my life that are not going to give any of Zen's work away, but they're her language. And I'm going to ask you that if you hear the things that I'm about to say and your ears, or you feel like there's an opening, you'll know what that means in a minute. If you feel like you want to lean in more, or, oh my God, I understand that, or that's how I've been feeling. If you get any of those emotions internally in your own system, will you follow through and do what I'm asking you to do, which is this. In this post, in this description, there's going to be 3 links. There are going to be 2 links to Linda Lang's 2 videos that I absolutely suggest you watch. And if you've watched them, watch them again. And then I'm going to give you the link to Zen's webinar that she puts up. Once it's done, she loads it again, and that you can get in and you can watch it. She gifts this. There were 60 people on the night I was on. You don't have to do your hair and show up with makeup on, because you can turn your camera off and just listen, but grab your journal, because you're going to want to take notes, because it will change your life. That's it. 3 simple steps. So I'm going to click out and come back on and just share some expressions. If you're still listening and watching, this is my bonus to you. It's really going to be your test to see if you should lean in and stay going with this idea that the help you've been asking and wanting and praying for is coming up next. Thank you. If you're feeling emotions like stress, fear, anxiety, worry, overwhelm, frustration, irritation, impatience, doubt, and procrastination, that those words, those emotions, those feelings, whatever you want to call them, are closed. I'm not saying right or wrong, yes or no, up or down, okay? The word she uses is closed. They're things that not close you, and you don't take it literal, and this is where it gets a little hard. Let's move the word from closed to not true, okay? So if you have experienced any of those emotions and you go, yes, I'm feeling those, that's exactly what I'm feeling 24 hours a day, then they're not true. That's a mind-blowing awareness to me. One of her expressions was, worry is just a negative prayer. Another point, your emotions are not your internal guidance system. So, that blows my mind, because I talk a lot on my channel about, the forwarding feeling words and emotional set points, and Esther and Jerry's works around the law of attraction and get in touch with your emotions and stuff. Emotions are the feelings, okay? But they're not really what's going on. And I just think that's mind-blowing. And then she wants you to know that the system that she's talking about and that she's teaching is not a yes-no system. So if I've intrigued you just by hearing those couple of points, then hopefully I have enticed you to follow through. Again, today my intention with this video is to open up the door and share the links to these 2 videos and the link to the webinar so you can partake for yourself. Do me a favor. When you finish your experience, get on the top of a rooftop and scream it for your friends and the people that you love and support, because the more people in this world who do this work that I'm suggesting today, the world is just going to be a better place. And what do we know? That when we're moving from love, that's all that matters, and that's all we should be doing anyway, because that's the only truth that truly exists. You are magnificent, and there is nothing broken or wrong with you. And her system proves that theory true, and the synchronicities will happen immediately. I could tell you about my day today, but I want you to get on with yours. Okay, this is Jeannie. We'll catch you next video. Bye for now. Namaste.